In this video, we will be creating a new Android project. Integrate Firebase in our project and ping the real-time database through our application. In our Android Studio, let's create a new Android project called Quotology. Let the Gradle build, and we have our Android Hello World app. To integrate Firebase in our project, we go to Tools, in our Studio and open Firebase Assistant. Inside Firebase Assistant, we select Real-Time Database, and click on Get Started with Real-Time Database. Click on Connect to Firebase. It opens up the browser window to connect to a project in our Firebase console. At this point, if you have not logged in with Firebase before, sign in with your Google account. Read and accept the terms and conditions. Create a new project. The metadata of your project is auto-filled. Enable or disable Google Analytics, it does not matter for our current project. Click on Connect. Our Android app is now created and connected with the Firebase console. Let's go back to the Android Studio, and reopen our Firebase Assistant. Here, we can see that it is successfully connected to the Firebase. Congratulations! Now, let's look at some of the changes that have happened in our project files. Switch to the project view. We can see a newly created file here, Google Services.json file. This is the Firebase configuration file. It connects our application to the Firebase. This file has to be present in our project in the app directory. Now, let's go back to the Firebase Assistant, and follow up the next step. Click on Add Real-Time Database SDK. This will prompt you to accept a few changes in your build.gradle files. Let's accept these changes, and let the Gradle files sync again. Here we can see our dependencies are set up correctly. Our final step is to enable real-time database in our Firebase console. Open your Firebase console at console.firebase.google.com. Open your project. Inside the Build menu, select Real-Time Database. Click on Create Database. Leave the database location as default and click Next. Here, we want to enable test mode for this project. That is because, in the test mode, we can communicate with the database, without using authentication in our app. If we are to use authentication in our app, we can use the locked mode, and set the access rules accordingly. We are not using authentication in this series, so let's proceed with test mode. Click on Enable. Our real-time JSON database is created in the Firebase cloud, and we are now ready to communicate and write to our database. Let's go back to Android Studio and open Firebase Assistant. In Write to Your Database section, copy this code and paste it in the main method. Press Alt and Enter key to resolve these references in our activity. In this piece of code, we are writing a message to our real-time database that we just created in our Firebase console. Let's go ahead and test it. Open your Firebase console and rebuild your application. As soon as the application boots, we can see the message has been written in our database. Change the message, and rerun your application. We have successfully communicated with our real-time database. See you in the next video.